So McDonald's, you may have heard, has been the target of a boycott for some of its activities in Israel, such as giving out food to the IDF and certain advertisements they've done. So McDonald's at this point, this is very interesting. They're buying back all of the Israeli McDonald's restaurants. And I suppose the reason for that is they feel like they can't trust Israelis not to damage their brand by posting pictures of beating Palestinians while eating a Big Mac. So to get control over their brand image, they're just buying back all the Israeli franchises. So this is from the BBC. McDonald's will buy back all of its Israeli restaurants after sales suffered from a boycott of the brand over its perceived support for Israel. The fast food giant was criticized after its Israeli franchise gave away thousands of free meals to Israeli soldiers. McDonald's said it had reached a deal with franchisee Alanyal to return 225 outlets. It said in January the Israel-Hamas war had meaningfully impacted business. Widespread protests affected sales in the Middle East, Indonesia, and France. Alanyal, which is led and owned by Chief Executive Amri Padan, has operated McDonald's restaurants in Israel for more than 30 years. McDonald's uses a franchise system, which means that individual operators are licensed to run outlets and employ staff. The boycott of McDonald's was sparked after Muslim-majority countries such as Kuwait, Malaysia, and Pakistan issued statements distancing themselves from the firm. Vocal protests were staged worldwide as the grassroots boycott spread beyond the Middle East. As well as restaurants in the region, McDonald's businesses in France, Indonesia, and Malaysia have also been affected. On Thursday, the company said, McDonald's remains committed to the Israeli market and to ensuring a positive employee and customer experience in the market going forward. It also thanked Alanyal for building the brand in Israel. Mr. Padan said, "We are encouraged by what the future holds." Oh, boy. The U.S. company said the restaurants, operations, and employees in Israel would be retained on equivalent terms, though the terms of the sale were not revealed. Under Alanyal, McDonald's employs 5,000 people. At the start of the year, McDonald's chief executive Chris Kempczynski blamed the backlash on misinformation, but it hit the firm's financials nonetheless, and it missed its first quarterly sales target in nearly 4 years. The boycott was described as disheartening and ill-founded by McDonald's. I got to tell you, McDonald's stock usually performs very well. They usually, as this article points out, they beat their sales estimates. I don't get it, because it's like, okay, the only people, when I was a kid in New York, like the New York hot dog, people ate that for lunch. Fucking New Yorkers don't eat that anymore. Only tourists eat that anymore. Who the hell is still eating this much McDonald's that they keep beating the quarter?
Misha's neighbor?
My neighbor.
Your neighbor?
Multiple times a week.
Multiple times a week?
Multiple times a week. She drives in and then walks to her apartment with a bag of McDonald's.
So your neighbor took Super Size Me as a roadmap,
yes,
rather than a cautionary tale.
Challenge.
The company relies on thousands of independent businesses to own and operate most of its more than 40,000 stores around the world. About 5% are located in the Middle East. In every country where we operate, including in Muslim countries, McDonald's is proudly represented by local owner-operators, Mr. Kempczynski said at the time. So long as this war is going on, we're not expecting to see any significant improvement in these markets. The company will be hoping that by taking the Israeli businesses back in-house, it can restore its reputation in the Middle East and meet its key sales targets once more. Okay, so the boycott is working in a certain sense. I can't imagine that the new McDonald's management is going to be coordinating any Big Mac giveaways with the IDF anytime soon. Keaton?
I mean, it's great to see, obviously, these are times where, as you brought up when we interviewed Jose just now, and as both of us have brought up, several times over the past 6 months, it's easy to feel like you have no power.
Exactly.
Because the people in power don't represent the now vast majority of people's attitudes in this country on this defining issue of our time. But everybody does have a little bit of power that they carry with them in their pocket. I mean, you can choose where to spend and not spend, and add it up, times 350 million of us. You can exert pressure and flex a bit of power in that way. And there are other ways to do it as well, obviously. But this is certainly one good one. I mean, I think as you said, I can't imagine it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, we were talking the other day. Sabby actually shared this. She shared a video about an app, No Thanks, I think it is, that will tell you if a product has ties to Israel. So I'm going to look into it. I want to do a segment on it while we're still out here.
We should just don't take a dick pic with that though, because you won't like what it comes back. Neither will I.
I will somehow resist the temptation.
Yes.
But yes, I mean, that's the way to get to these things, and we're going to get into that more in the next segment. See, this is the great irony. People seem to feel more powerless than they once did, but potentially they have more power than they ever have before. I am one of those who feels that we lost more with the internet than we gained because of what it's doing to people psychologically, emotionally, intellectually. But hell, man, I mean, if you're not getting rid of it, so use it for good. We have these now. They didn't have that, and they were able to organize and boycott and move societies and bring down companies and unionize without any of that. We have this, and people feel like it's too hard. You can't do it. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. And we are doing it.
Hey, there's still tickets available in Stockholm, Oslo, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver, British Columbia, Denver, Ashland, Virginia, and Athens, Georgia. See you there.